Learning to drive is a metaphor about getting back behind the wheel after a relationship breakup. In this case, it's a 21-year marriage. A husband leaves his wife for another woman after they've had an affair. You see this play out at the beginning of the film. So the film centres a lot around the idea of infidelity and adultery, as well as gaining one's independence back after a breakup. There's a couple of sex scenes in the film, and you do see some nudity. You see breasts and behinds as well as chests. You see the act of sex, and so it's implied that the couples are fully nude. There is not really any violence in the film, although there's references to violence. There's one car accident, it's like a fender bender, and the occupants of one car start hurling racial abuse at the occupants of another car. This man is actually the victim to racial kind of slurs and insults several times throughout the film. He also discusses life back in his original country. He's an Indian Sikh, and he talks about how his brother was shot and family members were tortured at the hands of political rebels or police. It's not really kind of specified, and it isn't dwelled upon, it's just mentioned and then moved on. It's also mentioned that a woman has lost her fiancé who was also shot. Deceased family members are mentioned several times throughout the film as well. There is a little bit of swearing in the film. There's the F word used a few times, as well as the S word and the A word. There are several derogatory terms for women used, as well as those kind of derogatory racial and cultural references throughout the film. There's also references to sex and sex acts mentioned quite a few times, some of them quite jokey. Being focused on a man who is a Sikh, there are quite a few religious references throughout the film, including prayer, as well as a discussion or a reference to arranged marriage. Learning to Drive stars Patricia Clarkson and Ben Kingsley, and you can read my full breakdown of the film at cinemum.net.